Solve the equation 3x squared minus 7x minus 6 equals 0 using completing the square method. To solve this using completing the square method, the first thing we do, we separate it. So those terms with variable to the left hand side and terms without variable should move to the right hand side. So the minus 6 is moving down to this place. So we got 3x squared minus 7x equal 6. So when you say 6 plus 0, so there is nothing you can have from there. So we have 6 already. But the next target now, we look at the leading terms. The leading term has coefficient 3. We use 3 to divide individual. So over 3 over 3 over 3. So we got 3 cancel 3. We have x squared minus 7 over 3x. 3 will not divide 7 easily, so just leave it in fraction. Then we have here 3 divides 6. Then we have a certain 2. That is where we are now. So x squared minus 7 over 3x equal 2. Then we move to the second term. Second term, look at it. So we have minus 7 over 3x. So we carry out 4 in 1 step here. I call it brain power 4 in 1 step. So that is the hardest part when it comes to quadratic equation using complete square method. So the brain power, or the brain power 4 in 1 step, that is what you are going to carry out here. So the first thing you do there, you identify the coefficient of x. So here it is minus 7 over 3. You can see the way I carry the minus along. So many students will just overlook the minus. So the minus means a lot. So that's the first thing. Identify that coefficient. The second thing you now do, you determine the half of this coefficient. Then if you're looking for the half of 10, it's a whole number. Half of 10 is just over 2. Then you have 5. When it comes to fraction, students find it difficult to get the half of a fraction easily. Now, to get the half of a fraction, what you have to do there, multiply the denominator by 2, then the half is ready. So minus 7 over 3, the half will be minus 7 over 6. Just multiply the denominator by 2, then you got what you are looking for. So from minus 7 over 3, then we have minus 7 over 6 so far. That's the second thing you do. Then the third thing now, you square it. So we squaring it now. And when you square it, don't bother to simplify the square. Just leave it like that. Minus 7 over 6 has been squared. That's the third step. Then the fourth one now is that we will not add. You add it onto both sides. Those are the 4 in 1 step we're talking about. Brain power 4 in 1 step. That is what we just conclude now. So we have it to be minus 7 over 6. This is what we are adding on both sides. Then let us set it up now. Then this one that we use is gone. Don't think about it again. Carry the first term, x squared. Look at the add. Then we are adding minus 7 over 6, the square, equal. Then we have 2 here, plus we are adding minus 7 over 6 all in square. That is what we have so far. That is what we have so far. So from here, you do what you see. Just open your eyes and see things clearly. Do as you say it. Now look at the left hand side. They both have square. X squared minus 7 over 6, that's a square for you too. So it means that the two of them can come together. You merge them together. And when you are bringing them together, the sign in the bracket here dominates the merging. So to now be x minus 7 over 6, then all in square. So a single square is enough for them. Then you come here. So what you see here is not the same thing. The 2 doesn't have a square. But the minus 7 over 6, that's a square for you. Then we need to simplify this one. Simplify this one out. So you have your 2 plus, when you say 7 square, you're going to have 49. So when you look for 6 square, then you have a certain 36. Then look again. If If you look at the right hand side, you got yourself a fraction. And in mathematics, whenever you have a fraction and a sign between the fraction is addition or subtraction, so what you do is you find the LCM. It means, so this side will remain, then here we find the LCM. 1 and 36, our LCM is 6. So 1 in 36, that will give us 36. Normal fraction things, what we are doing here now. 36 times 2 will give us a certain 72. Plus 36 in 36 will give us 1. Then 1 times 49 will give us a certain 49. So this one will still remain here. So this one still remain here. Then here simply means you can add these two together. So you got yourself x minus 7 over 6, then all in square equal, when these two merge, addition is what you have. 42 plus 49 will give us a certain 121 over 36. It's getting smaller, smaller. So you can see, don't forget what you're looking for. S a target. And S is inside the bracket now squared. To get this S, you must think on how to eradicate this square. That is what you think about. So to access the X inside the bracket, so you must remove that square. And in mathematics, to remove a square, we take the square root of both sides. So it means that we are taking the square root of both sides. And mind you, when you take the square root of both sides, you introduce the sign plus or minus. So when you now go look at the square root now, x minus 7 over 6 square equal plus or minus 121 over 36. So the square root has the power to remove the square. And you can easily access x minus 7 over 6 equal plus or minus. We have a perfect square here up and down. If you share for 121, you have a certain 11. The square root of 36, you got yourself a 6. You can see now, the square root from this one gave us exactly what we have here. It shows that what you have been doing so far is perfectly correct. That is how you know that is perfectly correct. Now, x minus 7 over 6 is not possible. You don't minus it. It's impossible. The minus 7 over 6 will be moved to the other side. And this is minus. When it comes here, it becomes a certain positive. We have x equal 7 over 6 plus or minus 11 over 6. Look at it again. We have a fraction. 7 over 6 plus or minus 11 over 6. Like I said before, when you have a fraction and the sign between the fraction is either addition or subtraction, what you do there is you find the LCM. So 6 and 6, our LCM is crystal clear, which is 6. Normal fraction thing, we have 6 in 6, 1 times 7, 7 will be here, plus or minus 6 in 6, 1 times 11, 11 is also here. It is time for us to separate to get our darling answer. S is now in isolation, but S is not ready yet. So we need to get the value of S, and for every quadratic equation, we always get two different answers. Then look at it, two answers. 7 plus or minus 11 over 6. So you go with the plus first, then you come back and go with the minus. So we have our first answer, 7 plus 11 over 6, or 7 minus 11 over 6. Then you say x equal this plus this will give us 18 over 6, or this minus this will give us minus 4 over 6. So therefore, our s equal 3 or minus 2 over 3. That is 2 here, 2, 2 here, 3. That is how you solve quadratic equation using completing the square methods.